Good afternoon, good evening, Tarot and Astrology stars. This is David with Tarot and Astrology for All, bringing you the reading for Pisces. Hello, Pisces. It's been a minute, huh? Um, just to let you guys know, these readings are for the end till the end of the year. Obviously, looking at the description, it would show you from today to the 31st of December. So any other readings that I'm going to be doing are going to be extra readings, or they might be readings for January or entering the new year. All right, so today we have a first quarter moon in Sagittarius. Pisces. So Pisces, that's why I'm doing your reading today. And then, of course, the course of events have led to that as well. So, do I have any announcements? I was meditating for about the last 24 hours on your reading, specifically your sign energy. And what seems to be popping up is something about a light and dark aspect, a north and a south pole. Let's just put it down to the fundamental idea of opposing forces. So that seems to be something that could be important in this reading. Who knows? But let's see what the universe has to tell you in that regard. She is a Croat. So I can't remember what this card specifically is, but this is about changes. So it seems like, this one side or another, this north and south, dark light, hot, cold. This is what the dynamic is that I'm feeling. Changes going on. These changes could be something dealing with emotions. The sun was at the bottom of the deck right now when I was shuffling it, so, or I should say Solus. All right, the singer of connection. Okay, so there's a disconnect somewhere. There's a necessary need to listen to the song of the universe. This is 5-6. If we have a 7 in here, then we're looking at something that's step by step. That would be the singer of what? The singer of what? What would be the singer that's right there after? Well, we got the RAR in the reverse. Okay, so doom and gloom at the bottom. All right, what's going on, Pisces? What is going on with you guys? So let's draw what's in the middle of all of this. All right, so the bright mother. There's an element of self-care in this that's necessary to be taken. I feel like this imbalance between one side of something and the other side of something is leaving you feeling pretty hopeless. Don't worry. We're gonna figure out what's going on here. All right. She the Croat. So she the Croat, the receptive principle, nurturing and fertility. Okay, so there's that self-care aspect. And let's see. Number 6. Spiritual connection, karma, balance, empathy. Yep. So let's see. And 52 is a RAR. Okay, all right. Okay, so all right, so what's going on here is you're feeling left powerless. You're feeling left like you have no energy to you. You're feeling left like you have no creativity. Wow, this is kind of the energy of like being left behind or being left in the dust, or like your energy is not valued. Okay, so here's what's going on. So you have 5 right there, right? So 5s are about changes. 5s are about understanding the balance between, one stage of life and the other. And then you have 6 right here. Now 6 is about things that are happening in your everyday experience, things that are happening here on the physical world, things having to do with the physical body, things having to do with memories, past memories, future memories, Memories that are based off of physical things. So that's that. And then, of course, look at. So I said something about 7, right? It's not exactly 7, 7. But if you look at these two numbers together, 5 plus 2 equals 7, right? So there's a necessity for reaching some sort of connection with the universe because there's intuition, there's messages that need to be passed down, and the universe is trying to let you know that, hey, you know what? I'm trying to pass you down some information. I'm trying to pass you down the right frequency that you're supposed to be in order to make the changes that you're trying to make in your life. But you got to understand that these changes are there for a reason. These changes are going to be positive in your life. And the reason why you're experiencing these changes is because there is a necessary need to change. The universe understands that. You understand that. You might be in denial, maybe. But I feel like for the most part, a lot of you guys are already cognizant of what's going on right now in terms of that, like, in terms of that energy. You guys have been illuminated just like these rays coming in from the sun over here. So this is a great goddess talking about she of the Croat. The many named mother of all goddesses are attributes or aspects of her. Her cup, the Croat, overflows with bounty for all. She is the yin energy of the universe, nurturing, compassionate, and wise. She gives form and brings into manifestations the will and life force of he of the fiery sword. His is the intention, the action, and hers is the manifest reality. So if I'm if I'm not mistaken, Aquarius yesterday got he of the fiery sword in the reverse. Maybe some of you guys might be dealing with an Aquarius. Who knows? This reading specifically is for Pisces, but Pisces, you may want to check out the reading for Aquarius from any reader, myself or anybody else, to find out what that energy was about. She gives. Okay. In a sense, she is a Croat holding all the worlds within her being. One Oracle group member saw the Croat as a great bowl, like a scrying tool for seeing past, present, or future potential, but filled with an energy instead of water. Within it, he saw a tower with a moon above it, a farmhouse, and many other bits and pieces of our world. He felt that if you dropped something in the water, these things would scatter out to become reality, archetypes manifesting everywhere, he said. She is a woman who dreams, and her dreams are the worlds and all that is in them. So, looking at this card, another Oracle group member notes, what I see here is the energy of being held lovingly in the palm of the hand of the great goddess, followed by relaxed sigh and release. You know, in a way, that kind of does remind me of being held in a pair of hands, no? So, in a way, I feel that regardless of how you feel, Pisces, you're being held in the universe's hands. The universe is like, hey, but more like, hey, Pisces, do you hear me? I know you hear me. And I know you hear it too. All right, so that's what it is. That's what this is. This is a whisper. This is a whisper among the chaos. Slow yourself down, Pisces, so that you'll be able to find out what that message is. I feel like that message is don't lose hope, but we'll see. She, the Croat, may indicate a form of pregnancy, a necessary time of nurturing and development. We need to be open to her overflowing grace. She may also indicate a need to allow her nurturing grace to flow through us, so not just self-care, but care of others, to others in the form of unconditional love and giving and spiritual healing. She tells us the need for unconditional receiving of making the best of what we are offered. She also reminds us that unbound love and grace is ours, just waiting to be accepted. The presence of this card in the reading radiates comfort and nurturing to the other cards around it. So, as the universe is trying to comfort you, it's trying to make a connection with you. And I feel like you already understand that, Pisces, but what is leaving you so powerless, I guess, feeling that like you feel like you can't make this connection with the universe? Your intuition will let you know on that. All right, so the singer of connection supports all connections, the web of light between all beings, all particles, between past, present, and future. It helps bring wholeness, apparent duality, and combines all energies, uniting all that was, is, or could be. When we lose awareness of this connection in our lives, we feel isolated, lonely, bereft. The energy is there, we only need to open up to it. There are emotions that help us to open up: love, compassion, trust, and so on. There are other emotions that we tend to close down around unless we make a special effort to keep our hearts open. As you are probably guessing, these emotions are feelings such as jealousy, anger, fear, grief, and others of similarly painful natures. Yet sometimes these very emotions, when carried to an extreme, cause us to break down and then break through to the Song of Ecstasies, which is card number 2 in this deck. This is a risky way to go, as well as an extremely difficult one, because more often the breakdown just stays broken for a long time, and then we retreat back to a more crippled version of our original self. A far better way to become even more aware of our essentially holistic nature is to work at keeping our hearts open, seeing relationships, being earth and centered and connected. In a meditation, someone, and I suspect it was a singer, asked me to let go of all of my defenses. I argued that surely we needed defenses in this world in order to survive. I was firmly but lovingly told, it is only by letting go of all defenses that you become invulnerable, which is true. So, according to the author, that gave him such a strong shock of recognizing the rightness of it that he couldn't even breathe for a moment. So, through the power of this singer, all connections are made, held, and released as appropriate. In a reading, the singer indicates the connection of things, especially reconnecting to those that have been sundered. When this singer's of when the song of the singer of connection is dimmed, which is what it's like in the reversed, we need to ask ourselves: am I earthed? Am I centered? Connected with source? What do I do, or what do I need to do to be more aware of and enhance my connection in mind, body, and spirit to the universe around me? 222 seems to be an important number, so if you guys have been seeing that, go ahead and look up a video on 222, and that'll lead you'll be led to the right video you need to see. There are some suggestions to start with, starting on page 181 if you need them. I'll probably go ahead and take that information from page 181 and put it into the description below. Also, 181 might be an important number too. So if any of you have been seeing that number, or 222, go ahead and write it down in the comments, and we can go ahead and see and find out what more is behind those numbers. All right, so 52. We're talking about the RAR in the reverse now. All right, so the RAR. Wild energy and pure potential. So apparently you do have the energy, Pisces. Once upon a time, there were 3 pink boys, more or less, and a RAR, who all played in Brian's son Toby's bedroom. They liked the midnight tea parties, the magical ambience, and of course, they liked Toby. Unfortunately, the pink boys got too rowdy, and Brian had to throw them out into the garden, which was where they belonged anyway. The RAR learned from the experience in a rarish way, I should say, and it quieted down a bit during the midnight hours. Welcome, whoever that is. So we're learning about the RAR here, and this is actually the third part of the reading for the Fairies Oracle. All right, so RARs are not naughty or wicked, just energetic. They are also not very discriminating. They like to join into whatever excitement is going on and add energy to it. So if we're talking about the RAR adding energy to the energy of not just the singer, but the she of the Croak, since the she of the Croak is the nurturing principle, there's a necessary need for Pisceans to add more self-care, more nurturing to themselves. The bright mother at the beginning, when I cut the deck in half, was showing me that that's what's at the middle of this reading is self-care. But it wasn't only self-care. It's about making a connection to the universe so that you can draw upon that energy so that you can provide yourself with self-care. And not just self-care, but care to other people around you too. So think of the roar as a growling dog, the rrr of an engine revving up, the rrr of a cat, the purring of the cat, and the rrr in rrr. As I say, roars don't discriminate. It's up to us to do that. They put a live spark into whatever's happening, and it's our choice of what we do with it. So, the roar in your cards encourages you to be especially attentive to what you're doing with your energy and your intentions. Don't get carried away by the roar's bouncy enthusiasm, but do take advantage of the energy. You can accomplish a great deal with the energy being made available to you. This is a good time. Not that the roar is grounded and is not meant to be, but humans need to keep their feet firmly on earth. When you encounter the roar, breathe slowly, center. Earth yourself, be clear about your objectives, and then go for them. All right, so that is the reading for the fairies oracles. Let's go ahead and draw some Rider-Waite tarot, and we will see. Welcome, the other person, to this reading for Pisces. So far, we've learned that Pisces has a connection to the universe that the universe wants to make, but Pisceans are feeling like they can't make this connection, but I feel like they still feel energy. And what you guys perceive as this anxious energy of, I don't know what to do with this energy, it's actually there for you to make the connection to the universe. And then from there, you'll be supplied with more energy to make an even greater connection. But as you make this connection, you're actually providing yourself with self-care. I also get the feeling of talk to your networks. Talk to the people in your networks, and you can gain information from them too as to your energy, or at least what they perceive of you. All right, Page of Cups down. Yeah, I definitely feel like some of you guys aren't feeling in the best of energies. I guess I could say that you guys are feeling like non-spiritual, if I had to choose a specific word. I do feel that, like, how would I say, a truth has been revealed to you, but I don't know what this truth might be. Let's see what we get. All right, King of Wands. So King of Wands in the upright, it's letting me know that as you take a step forward in making this connection, it's going to turn out positively for you. And I feel that as you make this connection, this energy is going to calm down, but rather it's not going to calm down, it's just going to be funneled into a proper direction. You just have to make the decision to do that. I feel like a lot of you are stuck. A lot of you are still stuck in this doom and gloom energy. But that's not at all too surprising because, you know, with the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, I feel like Pisceans aren't really wanting to work together right now. So this doom and gloom coming up in the reverse is something that needs to end. And the reason why is because if we take a look at these cards right here, you have doom and gloom. That needs to come to an end, obviously. But as that comes to an end, you start to have hope. Yeah, you actually start to have an inkling of an idea of how things can be made better. At the same time, what ends up happening if you don't, choose to open yourself up, you don't get the world at your fingertips. Not only do you not get the world at your fingertips, but you're going to stay stuck on these memories, which are basically a downward spiral, and you're never going to reach that sense of clarity. You're never going to reach the emperor's seat, so to speak. That's really what the universe is trying to show you. In a sense, the universe is like, well, you're not going to become a king if you don't think like a king, right? Which is not far-fetched, honestly, if you think about it. You have to think of what you want, and then you have to pretend. Oh, and you have to act, not pretend. You have to place your mindset into frequency that you need to be in order to attract it, first off. But then, even then, once you put yourself into that frequency, there is a necessary need to continue with that frequency. And then, even before you get it, in order to manifest it, you have to thank the universe that you have it already, if that makes any sense. All right, so I'm going ahead and looking up at the astrology chart. We're looking at Pisces. All right. Let's see what this has to say for Pisces with the animal spirit deck and the astrology chart. So, all right. I gotta go ahead and put these windows down because it's hot. All right. All right, so the oyster's here. I expected to see the oyster. There's some of you Pisceans aren't letting go of something. What is it? Saturn in Aquarius in your 12th house. I feel like there's an inability to let go of hastiness. At least that's what it seems. All right, so not only that, hastiness, the unwillingness to work is what I'm drawing from this. The adherence to superficial things. I feel like that's one of the things that needs to be taken care of. That's the okay, so being a lazy person and then only being stuck to the superficial aspects of life. You know, it's I don't know. Let's see what's going on here. So in your first house, you have Jupiter and Neptune. So this energy describes something that could grow into something big, or it could be just an illusion, a grand illusion, right? A grand delusion. That's really up to you. That's why you got to follow your intuition. Now, you have plenty of energy for it, but the universe is asking for you to make that connection, and for you to make that connection rather quickly. You know you need to make that connection, and that's what that decision is. All right, so in your second house, you have Chiron in Mars. So a second house Mars is actually rather decisive. But when you have Chiron in there, it's decisive off of emotions, right? The negative aspects of Aries as opposed to the positive ones. So I feel there's plenty of various different things that you're making a decision on based on emotion, and maybe that's the reason why you need to connect to the universe so that you can make it off of intuition rather than emotion. 3. Third house, you have Uranus and you have the North Node in Taurus. Taurus being in your third house is where you would talk about values, or rather your conversations would be based on your values. So you have integrity, you have honesty, you have all of these positive aspects to you, and the universe is in a sense allowing you to understand that where your values are and how you communicate your values is rather the right way, because you show your own uniqueness through that. In your fourth house, you got Mars. In some way, shapes, or form, you might be getting along rather well. Even though people are triggering you, you still get along rather well with them. I feel like you're having patience, or like maybe having patience was a problem for you, or was difficult for you. But at this point in time, Pisces, I feel like you're understanding how to have that patience, like a lamb. What the universe is letting you know is, hey, I'm leading you down the proper path, and I feel like you understand that. I feel like you're just chilling, you're at home, you're having discussions. You know, I wouldn't feel like, I mean, I don't feel like this is anything I don't feel like these discussions are negative. Yeah, maybe they might get loud. Maybe they might there might be yelling, but I feel like there's an easy aspect going on here that allows you to easily have these communications and gain the information that you need from them. But you have to parse through the positive and the negative data. You have to parse you have to parse through the truth and the lies. So see, that's very like, back and forth energy, this and that energy, and then again, it's not too far fetched, because this transition from understanding what's a lie and understanding what's triggering you, to understanding how you can move forward, using your own uniqueness and also using your own true values. Like, I feel that's a pretty nice balancing act you're doing there, Pisces. So let's see, in your 10th house, in your 11th house, you have Pluto and you have the moon. um the the first quarter moon in Pisces is going to be rather unique. Why? Because you have Neptune in there. So usually anything that has to do with the moon, anything that has to do with things at night, there'll be there's truth, but then there's lies in it. There's light, but there's darkness in it. There's all these aspects of we don't know, but that's why it's important for you to trust your intuition on that. um your thoughts are going to be on removing those people or those things that don't build anything in your life. The moon's in the sextile, semi the, I don't know what to call it, but it's the first angle of the quarter of a quarter of a moon, that like the energy is ramping up, right? It's building up. So you might feel like the energy towards building something that's stable is already manifesting itself within you, Pisces. I also have that energy that if you're dealing with connections that maybe at work that no longer suit you, I feel like you're blowing those off. In your, let me see, that's first, that's 12th, 11th. Oh, wait, no. That would be in your 11th house. So not just your job, but that's also everybody else around you. That's all your acquaintances and people like that. Could also be friends and family, but I feel it's more of like your outer circle. Also, let's see, first, 12th, 11th, in your 10th house, you should be expressing your wisdom. You should be expressing your knowledge. This will come out as beautiful to a lot of people because they will vibe with your fundamental views. Your fundamental views being those ideas that you've pondered on for a little while. And I feel like this is going to be a very, very good aspect because as you do that, your passion and your intensity of Mars in your third house is going to help you quite a bit in that regard. Golden egg. All right, so the universe is trying to like teach you, hey, if you approach this with some faith, if you approach this as if you were new to the situation, that's going to lead to a very, very positive aspect of life. It's going to lead to something so unimaginably great that you're just going to be like, what? So there's a necessary need to take those vibrations that you're feeling, that anger, that frustration that you may be feeling right now, that lack of self-care, that all that energy, I want you to take that, and then I want you to transmute it. I want you to transform it. I want you to take it from a negative aspect to a positive aspect. Pay attention to your vibrations because that's exactly what the tarantula is trying to teach you. Tarantulas, they move around and they pay attention to vibration. Usually when people scream, that causes the vibration, and that's usually why the tarantulas keep following the people that scream. So let's go ahead and get into the book, and we will go ahead and see what's going on here. So the Lamb. All right. Peaceful, prophetic, patient. All right. So yeah, I was reading that energy of being hasty. There is a necessary need to be patient, and the lamb is one of those creatures that is bringing a message, though you might not see it. Typically, Four Cups energy is what I'm feeling there. You're gonna be quite timid. You're gonna be quiet, and you're gonna be concerned, right? There's an issue in that because um, really the true way to to bring yourself to a center is to meditate. Not just meditating, but also listen to what people have to say. So that whole idea of communication, your networks, and all of that, that all plays a part in that. So the lamb is a bearer of an important message, and its contents can only be heard when a deep level of quiet has been established. If you are in balance, you'll have knowingness, which is your connections, right? And then you'll have inner peace, which is the knowing. Lamb energy is the honest guide to you hear from an old friend, a young child, or sometimes a surprising stranger. Though the lamb's message may channel through another person, this wisdom resonates within you. It will be repeated and reverberated until you listen. Approach this gentle creature with utmost patience and reverence. Truth is a gift. Sit still, listen, and receive. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's pretty. It's pretty interesting. All right, so we go now to the golden egg. Golden egg being connected to the heart chakra, the fourth chakra. So the golden egg's message is at the center of the heart and the unstruck sound. So pay attention. This is a very, 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 very unique message specifically for you, Pisces. Within the golden egg lives a precious sound. Deep within that sound resides a message. The sound cannot be heard nor the message discerned until we retreat from the noise of modern day life. Take a vacation, Pisces. The magical essence of the golden egg needs warmth, quiet, and time to unfold. No rushing, no pushing, no grasping. Find a place of deep and restful ease, perhaps through yoga nidra or meditation. Meditate. If you do not yet have a meditation practice, take the time for introspection or contemplation. Yeah, that works just as well. Actually, that's a form of meditation as well. When the mind begins to settle and the breath is calm, ask the question that weighs heaviest on your heart, staying open to any response you hear. And that response is going to be very light, but it's going to be very clear. Engaging with the energy of the golden egg is an advanced practice. It requires becoming intimate with our very essence and comfortable with vulnerability. When a feeling of tenderness or gratitude arises from deep within you, know that you are well on your way. Your chest may swell like you are seeing an old friend that's been away for a long, long time. Listen to the message they've been waiting to tell you. So, as with any kind of fourth chakra energy, this is nestled deep within the heart chakra. And it's the fourth chakra. The chakra is called Anahata, and it's the home of the soul or the self. By bringing the mind into this center, we discover a portal to the most intimate and luminous space. It is said that our inner guide sits there in deep meditation, waiting for us. Anahata translates as the unstruck sound. Okay, so that was actually very informative. Let's see what the dice have to say, and let's see what these dice reveal to us. Starting off with the sign energy, Capricorn. So focusing on your connections is rather important right now. The Capricorn 11th house, I know you feel it. Relationships, Libra energy. And then, of course, Pisces, your energy. So essentially, this reading is saying that as you pay attention to your connections, you start to connect with other people, you start to talk to other people, and you start to quiet down the sound that is going on around you, all the noise and all of that. What ends up happening is you start to make a greater connection to the universe, but that greater connection to the universe helps you to make the better connection to other people around you. And then the other people around you actually start to hear that, and they start to see that, and then they vibrate with it. And then, of course, what's left is you in your full power, or you in your own spiritual quiet place, your own mental quiet place. No matter where you go, you'll be in that quiet space. So, 2, well, you got to make the decision. Now, the best way to make that decision is to move forward with the energy that you're given. Move forward with the energy that you have, and that allows you to be able to understand your connection to the universe. Now, you feel like you're powerless, but actually, at this moment, Pisces, you're very, very powerful. The best way to go about that when all is decided and moved forward upon is communication, creativity, universal energy, that kind of thing. So, moving with the number or with the planet now, we got Pluto. Pay attention to your connections. Remove those connections that are no longer um, working for you, that are no longer favorable to you, is no longer favorable to that other person either. So don't feel bad if you have to make the break in that connection. Be aware of the illusions, be aware of the delusions that are going on. They will present themselves, especially most likely when you present your own expression. They'll try to dim it down, they'll try to like lower the energy. Don't let anybody lower your energy. Because that's only going to lead you back down to your south node, or your opposing or your other opposite dancing energies. And you don't want to be in the opposite dancing energies. You want to be in the positive dancing energies, not the negative ones. Although I have been thinking about that, and I wrote something today that perhaps I feel has something to do with you specifically, Pisces. Let's see, where is it at? So, and I mean, this is crazy. Okay, so we all have a light side and a dark side. I sent this to myself in Messenger just so you could see, right? We all have a light side and a dark side, and each side has its uses essentially. Positive and a negative, a north and a south pole, and what appears to at first be opposing energies is really energy dancing within this isolated system. If opposites attract, that is light and dark, north and south, of any two forces, then we have an idea of what each force's purpose is. Balance is the key to this dance. None as so much doing more than each other. Equality reached. Yet if this light side or higher energy is useful for the sake of growth, then dark too works in such way. The dark usually allows us to see what we didn't see in the light, the sight without physical eyes. The dark also shows us how powerful we can be, the light energy therefore being there to show us how to use that dark energy for good. Why then is dark or evil or whatever the distinction is viewed as so bad? When obviously from this context and perspective, it seems so good. So I want you to go ahead and meditate on those questions, Pisces, because I feel like all of this information ties in together perfectly with your reading. So with that, I will go ahead and end this reading. But I will say, do not focus on the energy of doom and gloom. I feel that aside from paying attention to the vibrations that you're feeling, you have to have courage and strength. Okay, have courage and strength, because through suffering, the most strongest warriors are born. So with that, I will go ahead and leave you, Pisces. I feel like you've learned everything that you needed to learn, and I will go ahead and let you guys get on your way. For those of you who liked it, go ahead and hit that like button. For those of you who found this very interesting and very helpful for other people, go ahead and share that link by hitting that share button. And for those of you who haven't subscribed yet, that like this content and would like to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Your guys' views, your guys' subscriptions, they matter. They mean a lot to me. So you guys go ahead and do that. Subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you guys can get notified of each of these videos that come up. As you can see, I'm motivated to continue doing whatever, and this fly is just bothering me. All right, so as I was saying, I love doing these videos and I love doing all of this. So please, please, please comment, like, subscribe, do all of that stuff, because I really want to interact with you guys. I just don't want to give these readings so that you guys have the information. I want to chit chat with you. I want to learn, and I want to be able to pass down that knowledge to all of you guys. So with that, I will leave you guys, and I will expect to be putting up another video here soon, hopefully tomorrow morning, and I'm gonna get the rest of these readings out. So with that, you guys take care. This is David with Tarot and Astrology for All, signing out. Yeah.